looks good, girl. Have you ever had sweet potato hash browns? They're absolutely delicious. Let me show you how I do it. So to start off, we're actually gonna boil our sweet potatoes first. I just diced up a sweet potato. The Trader Joe's bag of sweet potatoes, they were really small. And when I say they were small, I mean they were like this big. So there's about 2 or 3 of them in here, or you could do 1 large sweet potato also, or however many you like. You're feeding your family, so you know how much they like to eat. I would do about 1 medium-sized potato per person. I'm gonna put these to boil. In my world, unfortunately, the potato limit has to exist, but there are people that are blessed enough to say that in their world, the potato limit does not have to exist. So do what you want with that. Make as many potatoes as your heart desires. All right, so my sweet potatoes are out. I made sure to salt the water while they were boiling, and I ran them under cold water when they were done, just to kind of stop the cooking process. They're fork tender, so now we're gonna crisp them up. You already know, avocado oil in the pan. Let that get nice and hot. Stepping back and sweet potatoes in. Have you guys ever had sweet potato home fries before? There was a restaurant where I used to live in Brooklyn that introduced me to sweet potato home fries, and I promise you they were the best sweet potato home fries ever, and they would do like a soft scrambled egg on top. I still think about those from time to time. I'm gonna season these with a little bit of salt, black pepper, little onion powder, little garlic powder, some Italian seasoning, and a little paprika. I'm gonna add a little bit of butter to this, just because, let's be for real, butter and potatoes, a must. I wish you could smell this. I'm gonna move my potatoes to the side a little bit because I'm actually gonna add some red onions. You could do green onions too, and some bell peppers. You know I'm using the frozen ones. I like the fact that the frozen ones, the moisture is gonna lift like all that little extra flavor at the bottom. Remember that sweet potatoes have the tendency to burn on the outside very quickly because of that caramelization that they have, you know, the sweetness and the sugars. So I have been doing this on medium-low this entire time. Except for when I put the veggies in there, I bumped it up to medium just a little bit, but be careful, okay? Just be mindful of that because you don't want your sweet potato to burn. Then it's not gonna taste the same. You want them to caramelize. There's a big difference. Of course, you gotta top it with the egg. I like my fried egg over medium. I also like this with scrambled eggs or a nice omelet. Amazing. I actually had a couple of green onions. Look at how delicious and pretty that looks. Pretty fancy for a home cook, huh? Of course, we need to taste. I really would like you guys to see this, so how am I gonna do this? Ooh, damn, that looks good, girl. Look at that absolute deliciousness. You know when there's a recipe that like takes you back to a certain time? That's what this does for me. That restaurant in Brooklyn, I used to love their breakfast. So good.